Hello everyone, if you're new here, welcome to my channel, and if not, then welcome back to another one of my videos. I'm feeling slightly bold today. I'm wearing a strapless top, and yesterday I spent the day at the river with my best friend, and so the shoulders are sunburnt. And the strapless top is probably not the greatest move, but I'm not going anywhere today, I'm just staying at home, so like, it's the vibe for right now. Anyway, welcome to today's video. I've been working on this list of recommendations for quite some time now. I think it's literally been 8 months or something like that. It's kind of crazy to finally be doing these. This one is going to be a controversial one. Cheating recommendations, or just cheating in romance in general, is a very controversial subject. Personally, and of course this is everything my preference, this is a video that I am making, and these are from books that I have read and I recommend because I think they are good books. And I know straight off that cheating recommendations are not for everybody. I know people that won't even touch a book with a 6-foot pole if there's a topic of another woman in there. So yeah, this is not going to be for everybody, but for those who do like a good cheating romance, these ones are for y'all. I know it feels kind of like contradictory to love a hero who's like super possessive, very protective, like touch her and you're dead, like all of that, and then to have a cheating romance. Like, it's very contradictory. Personally, it's a bit of a balance, you know, because you want a hero who's going to be ultra possessive and very like protective of you, not like controlling, but you want him to be possessive. That shit's hot. But then there's also like the cheating in it, and some of this is from the heroine, some of this is from the hero. It depends on the book. And so it's like, I don't know, it's interesting. It's interesting to me how I can love both. I can love a very overprotective hero and then love a cheating romance. Like, make it make sense. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, just like a general warning before we get into these recommendations, they're not gonna be for everyone. If you don't like cheating, just don't maybe click on this video. I have 6 recommendations for you guys today. Some of them are well known. Others are just like personal faves of mine that are less popular. So yeah, classic me. Let's get into it. But before we do, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's all remember to be kind and respectful in the comments, please and thank you. I'm gonna do my best to get through this video without my top falling down because strapless shirts are just a bit of a pain in the ass. Anyway, my first recommendation for this trope is the Grip trilogy by Kennedy Ryan. Now, this one is just a gorgeous, emotional, heartbreaking trilogy. There is a prequel to it, which I actually literally think is called Grip. Maybe that's the second book. I don't remember the names. But the first one is a novella prequel, and that is where, and I'm pretty sure that is where Grip cheats actually with Bristol. So he's not even cheating on Bristol. They're not quite together yet, but he cheats on his then girlfriend because Mans literally forgot he had a girlfriend when he saw her face. So it starts off with him being a bit of an anti-hero. I mean, he's pretty fucking perfect. And he's not in the mafia or shit, but he did make a tiny little mistake of cheating on his girlfriend. So technically, this is not a cheating romance between the two couple. This just has cheating in it, but it makes for a fucking roller coaster because Bristol does not stand for that. She's like, I don't care if you are cheating to be with me, you don't cheat. And yeah, go girl, strong as fuck heroine in here. They just have like such a roller coaster after that because of the cheating. It's a super emotional read. It follows Grip and Bristol. Grip is Bristol's brother's best friend, and he's also a rock star. And they've grown up together, they've gone through tough times together, and now like a group of them are famous, including Grip. He's a rock star. And Bristol is like their manager. And so when they had something that started off in the prequel, it didn't go anywhere because he cheated and she found out. Then them together for like the next however many years, working together, being together, friends together, like, whoa, 'tis a mess. But they just can't deny their feelings for each other. It takes a while. It takes a fucking long time, not gonna lie. But it boils over and then they finally become a couple and it's so sweet. This is really a like emotional book in the way that the emotions are just written so well. So you feel like you're going through them with the characters. I think I actually cried in certain parts of this. I can't really tell you like 100%, but yeah, I am pretty sure I cried for some of them. The second book is my favorite one, personally. I really feel like the obstacles were overcome in that one. And then in the third one, it's more of a character-driven book. It's more of the obstacles for them to get to their happily ever after. Book 2 is my favorite, and then the prequel novella as well. It's just a beautifully written read by Kennedy Ryan, and I loved it. We're quickly switching vibes here. Next, I want to recommend Sabotage by Chantal Tessier. Oh my god, the vibes could not be any more different. This is a dark college romance, and it's messy as fuck. Not saying that the Grip trilogy wasn't messy, but like this one is just mess, and it's a college dark romance. So like different kind of messy. So it follows Raylan and Colton. I feel like I'm saying her name wrong, but they are step siblings, and so they've lived together for a while, and they just have like fiery hot chemistry. They don't fuck with each other. It's because they're in love with each other, but they just think they don't like each other. They just have the same vibe. Like their energies align. They're both kind of crazy. They just do crazy shit and have crazy shit happen to them. It's slightly a secret society romance because Colton is in something like Society of Lords at their college or university. And that is a certain part of like the craziness of this book, but they are just both like kind of party people, and their energy reflects that. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're step siblings. They met then, and they lived together for a certain period of time too. So shit really boiled over there. But when shit does actually boil over and they go somewhere, Raylan has a boyfriend of like many months, I don't know, and not gonna lie, I remember the boyfriend kind of being like, I had a quick minute of like, yo, he's kind of hot. It was clear who the end game was, and I completely agreed with the end game for sure. But I'm just saying that to point out, like, boyfriend was not a douchey guy over here, okay? Boyfriend was kind of doing boyfriendy shit, but she did cheat on him with her stepbrother. So this is still a different variety of cheating. I do have some recommendations where the characters cheat on each other, not just cheat on their like ex to be with each other. But these ones for now are cheating on their partner to be with the other character in this. Shit's crazy to describe. Shit's real confusing here. Anyway, Colton and Raylan, a wild couple, two wild people, and together, wild times. So this shit is really steamy, very kinky, very, very smutty, and a wild ride, honestly. But I had fun on this wild ride, okay? It just, if you're not in the mood for a wild ride kind of book, this is not the one for you. Another trilogy, this is one of my favorite trilogies of all time, and that is the Love Kills trilogy by Brianna Jean. I was gonna say the Why Are You Here trilogy, but that's not the trilogy's name. That's just the name of the first book. So I read this back in like 2021. Bitch, this was one of my favorite books of all time, and I knew it when I read it. Like, I read it and I was like, oh my god, I've been waiting for this book for my entire life, sorry. Like, yeah, it was that fucking good. So it follows Phoenix and Judah. Judah is a rock star. Think Chase Atlantic, but like hotter than Chase Atlantic. So yeah, he's a very scarred and tortured rock star, and Phoenix is a college girl who is just going through some shit, and she's always loved his music, and she meets him at a party in LA on the rooftop, and they just strike up a connection, but like fucking instantly. You as a reader, and even the characters, can see like, this is not a good thing. This is not something y'all should continue doing because you are toxic together. And you see that like in the first chapter where they meet each other, but they can't stay away from each other, and they go into a situationship at its fucking finest. They just create mayhem, like mayhem for their lives, for themselves, for their friend group. The vibes in this book are completely on point. You got rockstar romance, celebrity romance, you got like messy, drug-filled nights, like shit's a vibe, but it's also a bit of a mess because the characters are a mess. They're really struggling to find themselves, and it's definitely reflected in the book. So yeah, Judah, he's a rock star, right? So he's on tour, and he's not doing well emotionally. He's abusing drugs, alcohol, literally everything. And him and Phoenix are dating. She tries to break up with him. He's absolutely denies it. He's like, no, we're not breaking up. He's not in his sober space of mind. And he fucks like a fuck ton of people on tour. So yeah, that blows up in his face, obviously. And at the end of book 2, he starts to really realize his mistakes, and book 3, he makes that shit all okay. Not all okay, but you know what I mean? Like, he really makes up for it. Wow, there's literally a windstorm outside my house right now. I don't know what's going on. Let's hope the power doesn't die. That hasn't happened to me yet, but it low-key might. Anyway, Love Kills trilogy, a wild ride. One of my favorite scenes in this series is just after, actually, oh no, it might be before Phoenix finds out Judah cheated. She flies out to see him on tour, and they had this fucking phenomenal moment. Oh, she brings her out on stage, they fuck in the back rooms, like, oh my god. That's one of my, like, fantasies come to life. Fantasies of what I wanted to read, maybe not of what I want to happen to me, but maybe. Anyway, this is just one of my favorite books of all time. The cheating is very much there, specifically in book 2, though. Next up is Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. Everyone knows this. Y'all, of course you know this book. This is a relationship between Dean and Cora. Dean is Cora's sister's fiance. Yeah, so shit's pretty forbidden around here. Cora and Dean have never really liked each other. They've always had a kind of chemistry that like obviously looked different to everybody else and to them, but like I knew it. But they just never really liked each other and they don't really know why. But one night Cora's drunk and she phones him and is like, can you pick me up please? And he does. He comes to pick her up, make sure she's safe, but she's not safe because they get kidnapped and I don't know, like fucking abused in every single way by this, I don't even know what you would call him. He's not in his right mind, let's just say that. And it's very, very traumatic for both of them. But they find each other in the middle of it, and even though they don't like each other, even though he's her sister's fiance, like all of that, they just connect with each other. And then when they escape this horrible fucking place, they really grapple with their feelings and their relationship that they developed in there, and like, oh my god. And Cora herself really struggles, like that was my sister's fiance that I just had a relationship with, or not like a relationship, but like I just had feelings for, I just did things with, like shit, that's about to tear my family apart. Can I do this? Like, is it love? And it's like a struggle. I was struggling with her. Obviously they get their happily ever after. It's Dean and Cora that end up together, but yeah, shit tears them apart because he cheated on his fiance, which was the girl he kissed sister. So bit of a messy thing there. Is definitely taboo and a bit of a wild ride, but very emotional and very heartfelt at the same time. Now I want to recommend the Off Balance series by Lucia Franco. This is a classic cheating recommendation. I feel like this is in every single one of the cheating rec videos I see, and rightfully so, because this is like the perfect cheating romance. This is very taboo as well. I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand. If there's cheating, it's likely to be taboo, at least forbidden. But this follows a 17-year-old gymnast and her coach, who I think is like fucking 35. I don't know, he's something like that. And he has a girlfriend of like 6 years who becomes his fiance, and he's cheating on her the entire time. Well, not the entire time of 5 years, but like, yeah, he's cheating on her with his 17-year-old gymnast. They meet when they're 16. To me, nothing really happened until they were 17, and then 18, and then 19, and then 20, and then the rest of their life. But it's just fucking messy. And it's fucking taboo too. Like when you're reading it at the beginning, you're just like, what, girl, what? But then you see more and then you're like, okay. And by the end of it, well, actually, no, the middle of it, you're like, what the fuck are they doing? And then by the end of it, you're like, okay, I do think that they have a connection. And it just took them a fucking while to get over everything in their life. Because yeah, it takes him a fucking while. So not only is he her coach, he's her dad's friend. So it's very taboo, and it's a wild roller coaster of 5 books. To me, it was personally a little bit long. I did skim most of book 3 and book 4, I think. They do get a happily ever after. The cheating part, obviously, it just always blows up in your face. Like, if you even have one reason not to cheat, it's because so much fucking drama is created. And someone should tell that to these book characters, because like, they didn't get the memo. Lastly, I want to recommend Hawk by Jessie Hall. This is a romance between a girl and her boyfriend's brother. I love that shit. The boyfriend in this one, big fucking no from me. He is not the greatest. He's not like a caring boyfriend. He's not very loving. So she cheats on him with his brother, who just got out of prison. He's an ex-con. His name is Hawk or Cameron. So yeah, I think kind of after vibes with this one. A little bit different, but a girl that lives a very boring kind of suburban life enters hot ex-con who's got some shit going on, enters a fiery chemistry, some dislike for sure, getting off on the wrong foot, like all of that, ends with true love and a happily ever after. That's like a weirdly chaotic summarization of this book, but it fits. So yeah, those are all my recommendations for cheating in romances. Like I said, some of these are cheating from the main characters, like they cheat on each other. Some of them are cheating to be with the other main character. Shit's just real messy. So if you love some drama, if you like sitting down with your book and some fucking popcorn, these are for you. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy these. Thank you very much for watching. As always, you can find my links to everything, my Goodreads, my Instagram, my email, and all of that down in the description. Thank you very much for watching today's rec video, and I will see you in my next one very soon.